Greetings, my beautiful viewers. I invite you now to take a walk with me to another timeline. A timeline all but forgotten. A timeline where we choose the unfortunate Rani VIII. This is her story. Greetings, my beautiful viewers. I am the Hunter of Comedy, and welcome back to Fate Extra. So, as you know, there are actually two routes in this game, and I promised you that I would work on the Rani route for this episode before, of course, we see the finale of the Holy Grail War. So, come with me back in time to right after round 3, right after Alice's very sad passing, and watch us make the different decision of choosing to save Rani. And we're gonna go through her week 4, and then we're mostly gonna skip week 5 because it's just Julius and virtually the same things that Rin did. Rani's gonna do. I'll show a little bit of that to highlight it because some parts are really good. But then we'll show, of course, her week 6, where we're going up against Rin, and, I'll show you all of that. And, yeah, this may take, more than a single episode to do, and maybe a couple of episodes, but I hope you guys are really going to enjoy it, especially because I put a lot of work into doing it. Alrighty, so, in this timeline, we are going to use our command seal to save Rani instead. And like I said, I always preferred Rin's, route and everything, with the exception of, Rani's week 4 is definitely more interesting than, Rin's week 4, and you'll see why. The Master and Servant are a lot more interesting with Rani. Alrighty. Rani's gonna self-destruct any second. I'm going to listen to my heart and save her. Our servant springs into action with no sign of disapproval. Time is of the essence. Power surges through my feet, electrifying the air and bending the floor. Space warps around me. The distortion rips a hole in the screen. My servant leaps toward it, and the world melts into streaks. My vision goes black from the rapid acceleration. My hand tingles where the command seal burned off. When I open my eyes, I find myself in the arena. Out of the frying pan into the fire, literally, the air sparks as the arena begins to melt around Rani. Huh? You? The magic swirling around Rani's body ebbs a bit in response to her surprise at my sudden intrusion. Before I could so much as blink, Rani's hulking servant has turned his spear on me. No, stop, Berserker. That person is not an enemy. Rani's order falls on deaf ears. I expected as much. Since her servant is a Berserker, he can probably only see other masters as enemies. We don't stand a chance. Rachel, use a command seal if you want to survive. If we can last even a round, we can escape when the Seraph Force termination activates. Oh, I thought we'd be fighting Rin's servant. I forgot that no matter what, you fight Rani's. We're not gonna need it. We'll be fine. Yeah, I remember that he always uses that on the last turn, so I blocked. Oh boy! Somehow it was overcome. My intervention is clearly a rule infraction. With a warning from the Seraph, the fight should now be at a halt. Oh, damn. Rani's body slumps to the ground because she's been run through by the lance of Rin's servant. During those seconds when Saber arrested Berserker's attention, he threw his lance into Rani's heart. Sorry, it was too good of a chance to pass up. I had to show off my trump card. giant gives a bestial roar and charges at the lance wielder who impaled his master's chest. However, uh-oh. An impassable barrier drops down between Rin and Rani. Maybe it's because of my intrusion, or because the sheriff declared a victor. Rin is shouting something, but the barrier prevents me from hearing it. She points at me, frightened. No, she's not pointing at me, but behind me at Rani. Hooked on the end of the red lance that pierced Rani is an energy core on the verge of exploding. Yeah, get out of there. Hurry, log out. We should do as the girl says, Master. We must log out as the Seraph instructs or we'll die. Log out? I know that's what I have to do, but if I just give in to the pressure wrapping around my body, I'll be back on campus soon. But then what about her? What about the girl who's lying wounded on the ground? The barrier separates her and Rin. I, who fought with Berserker, was suddenly by the fallen girl, by Rani. She's alive! Even though her chest is pierced through, Rani's still alive! Because she's a homunculus, you know? Doesn't necessarily need all the things that regular humans do. Wait! Master! Suddenly I realize I'm running toward Rani, the lance that pierced her a few meters away, where the core's about to explode. Why? I'm not worth it. At least you should get away. I'm not listening. I gather Rani in my arms and run, waiting for the Seraph to kick me out. Doesn't happen in time. Faster than the Seraph can log me out, Rani's heart liquefies the area. And he stands there to protect us from the explosion. In the final moments, a lone giant sprints into the light. Rani's servant's body breaks apart, becoming a sort of shield for us as he runs toward the heart. I don't know if he did it to protect his master, or because he saw the explosion as an enemy. Right before he disappears, he turns toward us with a gentle smile on his face. I think it was to protect his master. Even Lu Bu has a little bit of loyalty. I come to in the multimedia room. The command seal in my left hand is smaller now, but my exhausted servant and Rani are by my side. Where? Why? Those words are all she can manage. She blacks out. The wound on her chest seems to have healed already, and somehow she's still alive without her heart. I always sensed she was special, even among masters. As I tend to Rani, I glance at the screen. It's dark, probably because of the earlier explosion. Rani is recuperating in the nurse's office. From the look of things, she's in pain. According to the doctor, she awoke briefly, but immediately fell back into a comatose state. They say her body is fine, so she must be mentally exhausted. After nearly an hour, Rani's long eyelashes flutter open. Oh my god, she looks so lifeless. She blinks twice, 3 times. I lost. Her voice is small and her words are spoken flatly. She stares blankly into the air, her eyes glassy and distant. She reminds me of, a broken doll. I'm gonna hold her hand. I think that's the nice thing to do. I gently press the delicate wrist. That's a weird way to put that. I gently press the delicate wrist as it rests on the bed. My first impression of Rani's hands is that it's soft and very, very cold, and so thin. Feeble, like it would snap if I accidentally squeezed too hard. Even after I've held her hand for a while, her fingers remain icy. Faint breathing and the occasional blink is all that identifies her as a human being. After a short while, Rani's eyes slide shut again. Her shallow breaths even out into deep, gentle breaths of sleep. Doesn't seem like she'll get up anytime soon. I hope the next time she awakes, she's more alert. Now, come to think of it, I haven't heard a peep out of my servant in a while. They must be angry. Oh yeah, I remember this. Naturally, you fool! Why did you show compassion to that woman? She's not even a friend, much less a comrade. Turn my stomach. Be gone from my sight! She's never been so openly hostile to me before. She must be very angry about what I did. Yeah. This we've all seen before, so I'm gonna kind of skip past this. She's angry because we're showing Rani compassion and not her. Oh, damn! I look up to see Rin Tosaka leaning casually against the wall. She's obviously waiting for me. Now, I hope you have one hell of an explanation for what you've just done. Just her glare is enough to convey all of the anger and hostility she has toward me. Not that I blame her. If I had interfered in the Colosseum, we all would... If I had interfered in the Colosseum... But I did. I think that's a mistranslation. If I hadn't interfered in the Colosseum, we all would have died. Considering her powers as a Magus, Rin could probably drag me somewhere to fight like Julius did. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure that her curiosity is the only thing keeping me alive. If Masters can start teaming up, it'll completely destroy the balance of the Holy Grail War. Even the most skillful use of command seals shouldn't be enough to bypass the Colosseum security. To be blunt, you don't seem like that great of a Magus. How'd you pull off the impossible? And before you answer, remember that I reward truth and reason and punish lies and stupidity. Don't be naive enough to think Julius is the only one who knows how to circumvent the rules. I'm willing to risk drawing the ire of the system to deal with a threat of this magnitude. Since Julius was able to start a fight on campus, I'm sure Rin could easily do the same. If it comes to a fight, I'm in no condition to face her. That and I really don't want to fight her. If I want to avoid a confrontation, I should probably just tell her the truth. And so we did! So Julius was behind this little stunt. I didn't think you had it in you to do something this low. As no real battle information was exposed, the identity of Rin's servant remains unknown. Though she would never admit it, it's obvious she's more than a little relieved by the thought. Of course, Rin being Rin, her facade of suspicion and hostility doesn't disappear entirely. But if Julius wasn't able to break through security, how did you manage to pull it off? Trying to break through the firewall would have caused the system to fry your brain. The Seraph attack program. I remember having to deal with it at first, but it doesn't seem to affect me anymore. Now that can't be right. Even if your body is safe, your brain wouldn't be able to handle the strain. Oh, speaking of which, aren't you... what's funny is we have this exact same conversation in Rin's route, just with Rin in the infirmary instead of Rani. I can see the bewilderment in her eyes. Her confusion almost overcame her normal animosity. Never mind. I was just thinking out loud. Forget I said anything. However, if you choose to continue fighting, we will remain enemies. Keep that in mind. One last thing. Do not spy on me again. Should you try, your suffering will be legendary. With that, Rin begins to walk away. She then stopped, as if a thought just occurred to her. Hey, does the name Twice Peaceman ring a bell by any chance? Twice? I can't recall hearing the name. I might have heard the name before, but why bring him up now? We heard him in, the first, during, the prologue in, quote-unquote, class.
So?
No reason, really. You kind of remind me of him. Never mind, just forget what I said. I'm left alone with my thoughts as she turns and walks away. Power corrupts. And yet humans pray for the power that inevitably leads them astray. Even in a world with no strife, humans disrupt harmony for power. Why is that? Immortality, howling of the blue moon. Ha! Yep. Now we're on the 4th week of Rani's section, so things are gonna be a little different this time around. Just a little, you know, different master and everything, you know. Ah, the next combatants have been announced. We go! In response to the alert from the computer terminal, I go to the bulletin board. Amongst the meaningless clutter, I find one piece of paper that I'm interested in. Master, Monji Gato. While I ponder what to make of the name... So, you are the opponent to this humble servant of God. The deep, steely voice came from behind me. You seem to have no look upon your face. That is not the gaze of a fiery youth, but of a monk. Are you a pilgrim without a Mecca to strive for, beholden neither to greed nor noble intentions? I am approached by a man built like a mountain. He radiates confidence and his eyes glisten with fanatical assurance, though I'm not sure what about. As for myself, I am not a pilgrim like you. I am a warrior of my God, which is the noblest calling one may have in this fleeting world. The world shall know redemption once I have placed my God upon the throne of this world! Can you sense it? The ferocious power flowing out of me, shielding me from the carnage! Oh, but this power is not mine, my friend! I am but a vessel for the omnipotence of God! Glory to the highest, enfolded by Archangel's wings named Samadhi, and, oh my God, that's a... Savarna Pravasta! Oh my God, these are very hard names to pronounce. If my God is with me, I shall trust even the uncertain Apocrypha, and I shall not fear Goliath. Not Hariti, nor even the Kama Yohanam could not birth a Sakhavati of this magnitude. Is it acceptable for this God, so rich with power, to have one lowly follower? Nay! Not even Plato's demiurge would be satisfied with such a thing! All humanity deserves to reach Eden, do you not agree? No? That, my friend, is why I must win! It is my destiny! I have absolutely no idea what he's talking about. One thing is clear, this man named Gato has conviction and passion. I would say religious fanaticism, but you know, hey, that's just words. In suffocating quantities, yes! With the announcement of my opponent, the prep period begins. I can't bring myself to care. Oh, right, we're wondering about who we are now. Like I said, a lot of this is exactly the same as it was for, Rin's route, too. So, Some things I may be skipping just, like, you know, because obviously we've already seen them before. Like, I'm doing Saber's, like, events here, and I'm gonna, you know, basically skip this because we've already seen it. I gently push away the curtains and approach Rani's bed. Since I don't hear her moving at all, I assume she's asleep until I see her eyes wide open, staring blankly into space. I try to greet her, but she doesn't even look my way. Then suddenly, Rani's mouth opens. Her wide eyes remain unfocused, and her body doesn't move, but small monotone words escape from her lips. Why did you save me? Rani repeats herself, staring at the ceiling. Why did you save me? Because your brain was about to be destroyed? Because you were going to die? You were killing each other, and I was about to watch someone die. Anyone would have stepped in. At least I had to. Might not have memories, but it felt like my past self was urging me on. How arrogant of you. Now I can no longer carry out my professor's wishes. Without the last Parallax artifact created by the Atlas Institute, I no longer have purpose. Rani speaks without inflection. The Parallax artifact must be that heart or whatever that she tried to drive critical. No, if it was really her heart, she'd be dead. She's always been emotionless, but how despondent she is right now really takes the cake. What are you? My words just die. I come here to stop worrying, and her question drives a stick into a bee's nest of my emotions. After I am unable to answer for several long, tense moments, Rani mutters my name. Hakuno. Kishi. She keeps talking as if drawing slowly closer to a conclusion. You took away my one reason to be here, the mission bestowed upon me by my professor. In other words, I no longer have any reason to exist. Rani falls silent. She simply stares blankly at the ceiling, as if refusing further contact. Did I save her life in order to discover my own raison d'etre? She had a motive to risk her life for the Holy Grail. With my intervention, I managed to waltz in and cripple that motive. Suddenly, I'm startled out of my silent contemplation by a beeping from my computer terminal. Ah, yes, the trigger. I think it would be good to follow the prompt from my terminal and leave this place. Probably for the best. Sakura! More stuff for me, please! Thank you! You know, the more I see you, the stupider you seem to get. Hi, Ren. That bit of seemingly heartfelt abuse could only come from one person. Luckily, I've become inured to your ignorance. But seriously, I need to talk to you, okay? Looks like you somehow managed to erect a barrier, even as you played dumb for Julius. Never heard of a Magus who could pull something like that off. Just who or what are you? You better have a convincing answer, or your trips to the arena will become a nightmare. Rin's gaze becomes sharp enough to cut glass. I somehow know the wrong answer will be fatal. However, that realization makes it easier to answer, as I have nothing to lose at this point. To find out exactly what I am. Several people have asked me the same thing, and their curiosity is tinged with suspicion and unease. Am I really so different from other masters? Rin's expression quickly changes from one of hostility to one of unease in the blink of an eye. That dejected expression of yours makes you look like a puppy. And since I don't kill puppies... Fine, just take this and go to the arena for now. As she's speaking, Rin hands me something. A jeweled pendant? Why would she give me... Take this and go to where the anomaly in the arena was detected. Anomaly? What could that possibly... The anomalies are flaws in the arena's construction. The system uses to make seraphs when needed. Think of them as flaws in the firewall. Normally, secured data will sometimes be leaked through. Unregulated data streams, the remnants of defeated players, and other things are all distortions. That gem has been banned as formalware. It'll let you access any distortions you find. Distortions contain various kinds of information. You might learn something to allay your worries. It's a simple process, though. Just track down a distortion and the pendant will do the rest. If my theory is correct, you should be able to learn more about yourself. I'm sure of it. Clue about my identity? Oh, the opportunity to learn about myself would be worth the cost. Yeah, except we now already know the truth that basically they're not really a person, therefore they can't fry what's not there because they don't have a brain. I gratefully accept your gift, ignoring the potential danger, which, again, you really shouldn't do. You chose the other girl instead of her. If I can really find clues about myself, the reward will outweigh the risks. No, it won't! Really wouldn't if you were a real-life person. For the time being, I need to thank her. Just as soft as ever, I see. Oh, and the areas in the arena you'll need to find will be shining. We'll see each other again, if your luck holds out, that is. Alrighty, so we already know about finding the shiny spots in the arena. We've done that before. So yeah, I'm gonna head to the arena, and this is where we'll meet our opponent again. Alright, oh shit! Whoa, we found them! Sorry, I was skipping that scene because it's all about just like, we touch the thing that, and then like get a sharp shock through our brain. Little lamb! What indolent behavior is this I see? Have you strayed from the path of battle? That grating voice, it must be Gato. Damn, we're in the arena. His servant is right there. Does he want to go at it right now? Now, Divine One, show us your light that illustrates 3,000 worlds! Yeah, for those of you who may not know, this is Arkwade Brunstad, who is actually one of the main heroines from Tsukihime, which is another one of Kuniko Nasu's universes and everything. But she's not actually, like, technically a servant. I mean, she was summoned for this and everything, but it's a bit different than most other servants and everything because she is... Like, his claims of her being a quote-unquote god are kind of accurate in a little bit. Because, essentially, she's a vampire. She's a vampire, but she is, like, one of, like, an ancient race that's been around, like, since the world's inception and everything. And so, in that aspect, she is kind of like a god, in a way. Like, an ancient god. But it's really sad to see her reduced to, like, a berserker, because she has such an adorable personality, and, like, she had like a cute and a dark side to her that just isn't at all present in this game, and it's kind of disappointing, But like I saw the original Tsukihime anime, but I haven't actually played the game, and there's a remake coming out that I really want to play, and if you guys want me to, I will definitely play it for you. I sense so much violence in this one, but no sharp killing instinct. Could she be a berserker? Stay alert, Praetor. Let's strike while the iron's hot. I want to see if I can survive long enough. Huh? You would interrupt my sacred training time with my divine lord? How dare you, how dare you, infidel! And you need a demonstration of my god's power, a power that commands 3,000 worlds! Oh boy. Oh, this can't be good, this feeling. What's going on? I literally know nothing about them. Shit. I'm gonna see if I can survive even a single round. Oh, damn! Oh, no, I don't think I'm gonna. Nope! Oh, yeah, she fucked me up. Oh, fuck. But damn, that was impressive. Oh, behold the power of my god! Oh, hallelujah! What is happening is only natural, for none can stand against my god. Gaze upon the power of my bride! Mine eyes are only capable of seeing victory. The ultimate goal is no less than the Basilica of St. Peter. Please cease your futile strugglings and grovel low upon the ground. I can't even move my fingers. My sight is slowly starting to fade. Yep, we made a very big mistake. Oh well, I'll get back to that moment. Hold on, guys. Alrighty, and this time we're just going to observe them. What's going on? She's not coming at us. Is something the matter, my god? You've decided to consecrate this place as a training ground. Then I will walk whatever path of needles you choose. Endure the whips of any hellish demons for you. I revel in the self-flagellation that you allow me to suffer on these grounds. You heard me, child. There is no time for us to play today. You have my permission to excuse yourself. Looks like our lives have been spared by some form of divine will. We should retreat for now, Praetor. Although I'm ready to cross blades with them, I have a bad feeling. It's as if that woman isn't human. Saber wants to retreat, then I better follow her advice. Alright, we retreat for now, then. We can't get the trigger today. Well, at least, like, we've gotten a good look at the new servant and everything on this route and everything, and yeah, she's just pretty interesting, to say the least. Alrighty, so we've gotten out for today, and yep, all we know is that they're a Berserker. That's all we know about her right now. I mean, like, I've already told you what her name is and everything, but that's because she's a special guest character from, like, another of the Nasuverse. So, yeah. She and the optional boss in the optional dungeon are from different, universes. So, yeah, I kinda, like, this is where I first learned about how expansive the Nasuverse was. Alright, so it's the next day, and instead of talking to Rani, we're gonna talk to Rin about the anomalies that almost killed us. Did you find the anomalies? Track them down. Collecting the data gave me a headache. I wonder why. Just a headache, you say? So. I see. I'd imagined that you would suffer some poor condition, but I didn't think that would be all. The pendant I gave you does, in fact, absorb residual magic power. However, well, to be honest, accessing those distortions puts a murderous amount of stress on the brain. Stress on the brain? Yes, the feedback generated would be enough to kill you if a magic circuit wasn't present. Ah, yes. It was all a trap. This proves it. You can't be a Magus. To be blunt, chances are you're not even human. What in the hell? Did she just say what I think she said? You aren't human. Or maybe your brain is abnormal. I'm not sure what you are, actually. I think you might be the same as that homunculus girl. Both of you are anomalies at best. Are you really in the dark about how you arrived here? I don't know, I half recall a dream that I can't even remember having. A dream? Well, in a virtual world? In theory, there's no difference between this place and a dream. Like a dream within a dream. You truly are a mystery wrapped in an enigma. Those final words, Rin Tosaka turns and leaves. So I'm not a real Magus? Am I not even human? Nope, we are not. And now we'll talk to Rani in the nurse's office. Just like yesterday, I pull the curtains aside and quietly take a seat at Rani's bedside. Rani's awake. Her eyes are still blank and she's still motionless. Rani sees me looking at her. Do you enjoy gazing at a broken tool? Tool? Why would she say that? I hope she'll clarify what she said. In answer to my unspoken plea, Rani continues. I am a tool. I exist to acquire the Holy Grail. I live only to retrieve the Holy Grail for my professor. And now I have failed, so I am a broken tool. I must disintegrate into dust, return to the cycle, She speaks in a flat monotone, the light gone out of her eyes. She says that she's a tool, and without the Holy Grail War, she has nothing. Is nothing. I just want to know one thing. Did this professor of hers really raise a person solely for the task of retrieving the Holy Grail? That would mean that she has never experienced a will of her own. My professor has done everything for me, from bringing me into the world and loving and teaching me. My professor wished for the Holy Grail, and I am a tool to grant my professor's wishes. Then what would Rani wish for if she had the Holy Grail? She's putting her life on the line for her professor, but what about what Rani wishes for? I'm kind of pissed off by what I'm hearing. I mean, if her professor told her to jump off a bridge, she probably would. It's very true, sadly. My professor's words are absolute. I believe it is none of your concern, Kishi Hakuno. For the first time since the battle, Rani scolds me, her voice raising and her eyes narrowing. We have found the panic button. Please leave and do not come back. It's clearly this was clearly a bit different from yesterday's rejection. If she would just open up to me, I feel like I could help her. I'll try coming back tomorrow. You know, the exact opposite of what she wants. The elimination battle may be over, but I haven't truly saved her yet. Right. Back to the arena today, which, you know, nothing go on today. I'm just gonna basically get the trigger and call it good. So I will see you guys tomorrow! Tomorrow! I'll see ya tomorrow! Alright, I almost forgot, like, we get to remember different people, who we fought before and, like, how they lived. I think I'll remember Alice. Sorry, Shinji, but, I did Dan last time, and I want to remember Alice this time. Try to recall everything I learned about Alice. She was, in a sense, an innocent victim of all this. A cyber ghost, a lost, lonely little girl who couldn't go home and only wanted someone to play with. Wish I had talked with her more. I will regret not doing so for as long as I live. Regardless of my memory issues, I should have at least tried to get to know her better. You're just like me. A little girl who projected a sense of strength despite her desperate loneliness. But it's too late to do anything now. She's gone and her blood will forever be on my hands. Any clues I might have learned disappear like snowflakes melting in the palm of my hands. Guess I won't be able to figure out anything after all. No. Alrighty, and now we're gonna go talk to Rani again. My head is filled with worry for Rani as I make my way toward the nurse's office. When I reach the area where the beds are, she's as expressionless as always, but I think I see a bit more of a gleam in her eye than yesterday. You've come again? I will always come again. Ha ha! Rani welcomes me with barbed words, and they're spoken quietly with a note of reservation. I have nothing to say to someone who speaks poorly of my professor. Please leave. Ignoring her words of dismissal, I speak over Rani. I need to talk to Rani more if I want to draw out more of her feelings. Plus, it helps me relax to know what's on her mind. There was a bit of life in her. It seems I'm not a human being. I tell Rani about how Rin found out that I'm not a human being, that I have no idea what I actually am. Rani listens attentively to what I have to say. Unlike me, Rani at least knows who she is. That's why it irritates me that her professor's words dictate her life. When she hears that, Rani replies in a gentle tone. My professor is my everything. My professor is my progenitor and my teacher. When I ask to hear a little more about her professor, Rani lights up and words pour out. Although I am but my professor's tool from inception, my professor raised me as a human being. Because I was not created with emotional depth, carrying out my professor's wishes is my all. Yes, we are the same. I think you and I are both empty vessels, Hakuno. same? What does Rani mean by that? She can't meet my gaze. After a long silence, Rani looks into my eyes and delivers a cruel truth. I have created a hypothesis based on your talk with Rin Tosaka. You do not have an actual body. I'm too taken aback to respond. I don't have an actual body? Magical backlash have no effect on your brain, though technically that's impossible. You would have suffered damage if you had a body. I am no exception to that rule. With that evidence in hand, there can only be one conclusion. Only a body that does not exist cannot be damaged. Perhaps you are but a string of zeros and ones, Hakuno? No, hang on just a second. Oh, please don't misunderstand. To say that you don't have a body doesn't mean it isn't out there. It just means you're disconnected from it. I heard you had issues with the prelims. Perhaps the link to your body was cut off before the preliminaries. It's only natural for your memory to be hazy, as you are severed from your database, your body. I see, it's not that I don't have memories, it's that I can't retrieve them. Yeah, that's the case, I just need to repair the broken link. Yeah, that we all know isn't there by now. This must be quite problematic for you, Hakuno. If you don't mind, please allow me to help. Rani will help me relink with my body? That's the best news I've heard all tournament! Haha! I impulsively grab Rani's hand and thank her fervently. Of course. We're in the same boat, after all. I'll devote my time to finding the location of your body on Earth, Hakuno. Oh, what a relief. Once I have my body back, I'll learn everything. Yeah, joy. Oh, whoopsie. Rani smiles. Rani smiles softly as if reading my thoughts. We are the same, Hakuno. For I, too, have been on a quest this whole time. I just remembered. Remembered what? Rani smiles at me. Thinks she gets enjoyment out of seeing me worked up like this. She's lost her earlier hesitancy. I'm afraid I'm a bit worn out. And so, I apologize for my unsociable behavior earlier. May we talk again tomorrow? She really doesn't have to ask. I nod yes. Satisfied, Rani settles down to sleep, sighing, "It's a promise." Aww. I guess that was too draining of a conversation for someone who's currently bedridden. I'll leave her alone for now. To the arena, friends! Which, I think today I'm just getting Taiga's request item, and that's about it. So, yeah, I will see you tomorrow once again! This is going a lot faster than I expected. Oh, wait, I forgot there was this scene. As I head to the arena, I bump into Gato at the doorway. He appears to have just finished exploring. Will I have to fight? I stand ready, but Gato is at ease. Giving it your all! As time passes and your chakras slow, sensibility and death creep closer. Therefore train even harder, my beloved foe, for then will you be a worthy sacrifice to my god! As always, he's spouting nonsense. Still, I can't help asking him why he entered the war. A motive? I simply wish to bathe the world in the light of God, as is the will of my lord. As I am God's sole mouthpiece, you may bow before me to be forgiven of your trespasses, little heretic. That's so ridiculous. Yeah, whatever. Don't bother opening my mouth, because Gato won't shut up anyway. Oh Lord, please guide this young soul by the light of your demonic eye, if only to the culling. Demonic eye, huh? Gato's maniac laughter echoes in his wake as he leaves. Problematic as his motive is, it actually makes sense it actually does make sense. Insane fanaticism drives him. As for me, I wonder if I had a potent motive too, before I lost my memory. Praetor, do you recall the characteristics of his god? Demonic eye. But knowing Gato, there's no special meaning behind those words. But there is. She does possess a form of demonic eye. There's a lot of characters with demonic eyes in like the entirety of the Nasu-verse. So speaking about the demonic eye, Arquaid actually does have a bit of a demonic eye there, but it's different than what you're thinking. It's not like there are different types of demonic eyes in, like, you know, the Nasuverse, and hers is different in this form and everything, because she technically does have them, but they function differently than most others in the series, especially like the main character of the story that she comes from. Alrighty, it is the next day, and time to talk to Rani again. I thought that my dream might be some trickle of my former self returning occupies my mind as I enter the nurse's office. Right, we had the, the dream of the ruined city again. When Rani notices me, she grins happily and greets me, as if she's been looking forward to it. Her words are still guarded, but much softer. You kept our promise. Although her face was still expressionless, I'd say it was mostly due to shyness. When I mimic her shyness, Rani launches into a rather carefully considered monologue. Yesterday, you said you have no emotional depth, Hakuno. Yeah, I want to know the depth of my character, the strength of my desires. Shinji, Dan, and Alice must have had a sense of purpose, and I want one too. I think it is not unrelated that my professor believed I could be endowed with someday with a soul. The truth came to me yesterday, as I pondered why talking to you and talking to my professor, it feels very much as if I am talking to the same person. I have noted an increase in my temperature when I converse with you. Those are called feelings. You have them now, and now it is your responsibility to deal with them. Even though I am in the process of healing, this phenomenon is unrelated. I feel at ease. This is the first time this sort of thing has happened. You've got an incurable disease. She's lovesick. Haha. No. I think that's your heart, sweetheart. Heart? As in our emotional center? We're both silent. However, looking at Rani's happy expression, I think she's pleased to be accused of having a heart. She closes her eyes and repeats the word as fervently as if it were a mantra. Professor, so this is what you want. The spring water that fills the vessel, the heart that fills me. It's so warm. After saying that, Rani raises her head to me a second time. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, I'd like to do something for you. Is there anything I can do? She looks at me solemnly. I mean to decline, but she seems like she really wants to do something. I had a weird dream, or actually it wasn't a dream. Not sure how to describe it. A dream of your electronic brain, or a dream about someone else? Dreams are visual interpretations of the ordering of the brain's retrieval of random information. But, Hakuno, you are not supposed to have access to your memories. In that case, this dream may be trauma burned into your soul instead of a proper dream. Furthermore, the contents of the dream are quite curious on an abstract level. A world of cognizance above the level of consciousness. Harpies take wing but gain no purchase. Yeah, the dream didn't drop any clues as to who I am. Nothing about who I am or why I entered the Holy Grail War. Rani, Rin, Dan, Leo, and I fear even Gato came here with a firm goal. They each have a wish they deeply desire the Holy Grail to grant. Unlike them, I'm just... Rani attempts to take me out of my downward spiral. I don't quite know what to say at a time like this. Just the urge to say something is welling up inside me. If only so that you will stop making such a forlorn face. You helped me for my own sake, not yours. That's why I wish to help you in return. I would like to help you find out about your opponent. What'd she say? No, wait. Even things being as they are, it's too dangerous. Don't worry. To one who knows the circulation of stars, no power is to be feared. Wait, but... Rani stares straight into my eyes with her bright, sincere ones. Do what you want. Can't argue against that kind of conviction. Her expression relaxes a bit. All right, then. Please tell me everything you know so far. Starting with the servant. I saw her in the arena and also know the information her master has leaked about her. Her clothing was plain, her skin was very pale, and she possesses a demonic eye. A woman who uses the demonic eye. I see. I shall investigate. I don't want Rani to put herself in further danger, but I'm very grateful for her gesture. I warn her to be careful, and then I leave the nurse's office. Alright, the second trigger is generated, so now we have to do the hunt, but this time we're doing it with Gato instead of Lil Rani. Oh, damn! Fuck. Alright. Now, the enemies aren't attacking me because I already know all their attack patterns, so they're technically, like, quote-unquote scared of me, with the exception of the ones that I'm hunting. Wow, I've got two, and they haven't even gotten one of them yet. Damn. Oh, there we go. There, they got one. Damn. I do not want to fuck with Arcade. Alright, he's got two. And there goes the last one. Well, we finished the first day of hunting. And our enemy is gone. Alright, so... now it's mostly just like exploring the arena, which, you know, I've already done before. So yeah, I'll see you guys at the next day. So we haven't figured out much about Gato or his servant yet, but we do have the demonic eye, which I figured I'd share with you guys. Those who possess the ability of demonic eyes are capable of influencing the outside world, the effectiveness of which has been severely reduced due to incompetency, wow, of the master. Oh, it normally is an A rank, but because of him, it's only a C rank because he apparently isn't that good of a master for it. Interesting, okay. So guys, I am going with the glass cannon. I am putting everything into attack, and it's either gonna be great or horrible. We're gonna find out. I'm secretly happy that Rani's spirits have brightened as we've talked over the past few days. I thought I was the one who saved her, but I think she was the one who saved me. Oh, that's just like from before. I love that. Saving someone is a good way to save yourself in a lot of ways. Is something the matter? I must have been lost in thought for a while because Rani looks worried about me. That reminds me, Rani said she'd researched Gato. I hope she was careful. She isn't healed yet. I am fine. Unfortunately, I lack sufficient information to further the investigation. There are far too many references to a demonic eye within the Atlas archives to narrow it down. Sadly, my own investigation on my opponent has not progressed. While Rani and I are exchanging troubled glances, I hear a noise behind me. I apologize! I must intrude! Oh, I did not wish to believe it, but a clandestine tryst is being held. My God shall not allow it! Young lady, follow the path of abstinence and righteousness! Repeat after me! I don't know what he's blathering on, but yeah, I don't know what he's blathering on about, but yeah, I wouldn't be caught dead chanting that. Villain! Your tainted eyes are not unlike those of the murderous Bodhisattva Kiala, I can read. Nay, my God shall end you most gloriously. If your will to fight is lacking, you shall die here! After shouting angrily, Gato mumbles something akin to a Buddhist prayer. He's gonna fight here? He acts like he's not concerned about the penalty, or rather, like he's not thinking at all. Fool! This is a place of healing! If a ruffian like you desires a fight, go to the arena. As you wish, young lady! My God will smite you! Okay, I'll go to the arena like Saber said. If I don't leave, Rani will be in danger. Right. Time to go face him. Well, we're doing the hunting again, so I'll be back once we actually get to the fight and everything. Where are they going? I thought they were supposed to be... Is that woman actually a legendary soul? Oh, wow. There they are. There you are, little lamb! You have my praise for not fleeing before the glory of my God! What laudable courage! Perhaps I shall add a verse about Hakuno Kishi to my Bible. The Trials of Monji, chapter 4, verse 5. And so the lamb was eaten by the lion. Alright then, why don't we have my divine lord pass judgment upon your piety? Now I implore you, master of my soul, awe this little lamb with your supreme ruthlessness and mercy. Glory be to your infinite light for all of time! Okay, I don't know how I managed to make sense of his annoying diatribe, but somehow I do. Divine Lord? Is his wish to spread a religion where his servant is a god? How ridiculous of you to compare your content of a servant to my God! My God is a true ancestor! My God is the true mother! Oh, thank you. Good to know. To live with this truth as I do is the merciful gift I wish to bestow upon every person. The Holy Grail is already part of my divine Lord. Did you say true ancestor? I thought it was a legend, but in this virtual world it is possible. It looks like she's already transformed into a Berserker, so we may defeat her yet. Yeah, ironically, her being transformed into a Berserker is the only reason we can win. It's the only way to make it fair, because, quite literally, she, like, basically, because it takes away her logic and reason, if she could strategize, she could destroy anyone. Arquaid is incredibly smart, and she has quite literally lived since, like, almost the dawn of time. She's been alive for century upon century upon century, so her, like, her knowledge and everything would be enough to outsmart anyone. My divine lord, crush these morons with your star-heavy might! Alright, let's do this. I think I'll activate Thrice Setting Sun, just in case. Oh shit, she gets an extra turn? Oh, I'm in trouble. Oh, that's what. Oh, good, I was smart. It cannot be! How could my god be defeated? Have I not trained enough? Oh my god, my mediator of nature, my creator of the universal order, Yetzira, my absolute dharma, bestow strength upon me once again! Bellowing in fervent prayer, Gato disappears from the arena. Wonder what a true ancestor is. True ancestor, huh? Put simply, they're the original vampires. But they're nothing like vampires. They're a non-human spiritual force that is the will of the stars. More perplexing is how that annoying man forged a contract with such a powerful thing in the first place. We should count our blessings he is her master. If that thing was in its right mind, we'd already be dead. Yep, just like I said. The will of the stars? I can't wrap my head around that one, but does that mean that she really is a god? Seeing the relief on Saber's face, I realize how powerful our enemy could have been. It gives me chills. Somehow we won. Now we can explore the arena more. I mean, I really don't need to. I'm at the level I want to be, so... Yep, I think that'll do it for today. Alright, we've learned a lot more. Her class is Berserker, and keyword Vampire True Ancestor. Vampire, a demon said to feed on blood. A being some claim to be of the undead and painted as evil and ungodly by those who hold to a certain religious view of the world. In addition to the need to feed on the blood of humans, creatures such as this also are seemingly immortal and are able to control lesser demons. Damn. True Ancestor. This is a general term used to describe all species that survive and thrive off the consumption of blood. As for creatures given the appellation True Ancestor, they are considered the embodiment of the consciousness of the planet. Despite this, however, every legend regarding these creatures agrees that they not only drink the blood of humans for nourishment, but also out of a sadistic pleasure. Oh, interesting. Although, Arquaid in her original incarnation, she didn't do it out of pleasure, it was a necessity. But she didn't necessarily need to do a lot of it, so, you know, she only took what was necessary. Like, being a true ancestor, she wasn't, like, afflicted with, like, you know, the hungers that come with being a vampire. From what I remember, anyway. Blind Rage. This is all basic stats at the cost of impairing high-level cognitive thought, the effects of which have been made more severe due to the incompetency of a master. Okay, so basically these ranks would be much higher and a lot more terrifying for us if he wasn't a shit master. Oh my god. They should be A rank, but they're actually C rank. Oh wow, this, like, his incompetency gives us a chance. I just now realized that in Chapter 4 you always deal with a vampire of some kind. That's really interesting. I relate the events of yesterday to Rani. She's sitting up in the bed, looking much more spirited than at the start of the week. A true ancestor? Rani's eyes pop open wide at the mention of that phrase. No, that cannot be. Are you sure that you are feeling all right, Hakuno? My professor taught me that the true ancestors are the very stars themselves. Okay, but how could Gato wield a star? Maybe he can because of her blind rage? And more importantly, by talking to Rani, I've realized something about myself. Alone, I might be nothing. But I have Rani and Saber. That's why I can't lose to a lone wolf like Gato.
Hi.
You're right. Rani smiles gently in agreement, yet again reminding me that I'm not alone. That's why I cannot lose. I knew it. It was you. My professor's words have taken on life. Please, win. Return to me, and we will talk more. Yes, of course. Even if what I'm fighting is a true ancestor or whatever, I'm the one who will win. And so, I'll make the most of the last day of the prep period so I can win and be with Rani. Oh, that's nice. Like, and I like that Rani's slowly opening up again, and like, it's different than Rin. It's different than Rin, but like, not like huge. It's not by like leaps and bounds and everything. Not by like word choice, but just the fact that she's learning to become a human being, which is good. Alrighty, I won the hunting tournament, so the matrix went up. Nice. Alright, let's see what I got, shall we? That was the wrong button. Blut der Schwester. An oath between blood sisters. Although considered a noble phantasm, this power is more akin to a special quality inherited to her very being. As an extension of the Mother Earth, her very touch transforms the area around her into part of the Earth's environment, a process known as terraforming. Huh. However, as the moon cell is bound by the physical attributes of the moon, this process introduces incredible levels of gravitational stress on the system, and anyone within its environment will suffer gravity 6 times normal levels. Fuck, that's why it's dangerous. Got it. Alrighty, today is the day of the Elimination Battle. Ooh boy. There's no power in existence that can stop time. The day of the Elimination Battle has arrived. Should go over the info I've collected so far. Maybe I can find something that'll give me an edge. My opponent is a religious zealot, Gato. While his religion is pure insanity, he has a powerful servant. How did Gato refer to his servant's, heterochromatic eyes? The demonic eye. Exceptional eye. Myopic, definitely. Ah, no. The term he used was demonic eye. I have no idea what it's capable of, but I'll find out soon enough. I think my unease about it came more from her intensely ominous aura than anything else. But every time I expected something to go wrong, it has. When I fought with his servant in the arena, I recognized the terrifying truth behind her class and identity. Her true identity is that of true ancestor of the stars, supernaturally gifted guru, the founder of all things. True ancestor from the stars. That's right, she is the true ancestor and the queen of the vampires, tasked with fulfilling the will of the stars. Her power is such that if she were to use all of it against me, I'd be obliterated in an instant. But since being summoned as a berserker by Gato, she seems to be unable to use her full strength. Of course, the most useful bit of information came as a prize from winning Kotomine's enemy hunt. It was info on her battle technique. Her ultimate technique was called... Blut des Schwester. The name of her ultimate technique, Blut des Schwester. I think it's German for Oath of a Blood Sister. I have no idea what implications the meaning of that phrase might have, and I'm pretty sure the technique itself is incredibly powerful. Although the ability is probably significantly restricted by her master, Gato. And there it is. Arquaid Brunstad is almost a celestial being in her own right. Beating her is gonna be tough. But I have Rani on my side as well as my servant, Saber. I can't be defeated. I won't be defeated. While Gato will be fighting alone, I have friends willing to fight by my side. Yeah, like, because he deifies his servant so much, he doesn't really see her as a person, so he doesn't treat her as such. Therefore, he is basically fighting all alone. Alrighty, let's do this thing. So you've come, young lady! The courage you've shown in making it this far in the Grail War is admirable! However, it seems that even now you harbor a fear of my presence. The evidence of which is your reluctance to come closer to me, or am I mistaken? No, it's just you're really loud. Well, it's more unnerving than scary. No, it's just you're really loud. The fact that my voice carries so much power should be exceedingly natural to you. Because for the first time in your fleeting life, you have encountered the one who will deliver the voice of God! It is through my voice that God speaks, elevated above Gaia, even as Skada was. And with speed that would shame even Ramiel, I must sound the voice of God from the heavens to the earth! Or to be more accurate, my voice holds more meaning than even the tolling of the bells of Sagrada Familia. I must point out how pitiful you are, however. For if I had not been instructed in the will of God, your life may have gone on for a while longer. A pitiable lamb, soon to be slaughtered. Were you at least able to enjoy one last meal? So, how will you answer? Or have you been cowed by the might of my thunderous righteousness? Please just go away, now. Do not become hopeless, young lady! To give up on life is unforgivable! Is a sin akin to iconoclasm. That's a weird word. Be certain that your defeat and resulting death will come swiftly, as is ordained! However, there is no reason for you to simply abandon and toss away the gift of life bestowed upon you. For only those souls who have hope, even at the end, will re-enter the cycle of rebirth and redemption. Is the truth now clear to you? You must have hope if you're to have any chance of being reincarnated. Even if Armageddon occurs before your very eyes. Actually, in that case, surrender would be acceptable. Now do you understand, young lady? I know his kind, like a parrot in the circus whose jests entertain the throng. I've always wanted to see one, as they didn't exist in my time. Indeed, it seems a good way to pass the time. Your servant is not unlike an annoying little insect. But I care not. Your servant is irrelevant to me, as they are a mere facet of Shavadharma Antaman. And the reason for that is this! It is because I alone serve the one true God! The one true God is a Berserker? Correct! You have done well to recognize the truth! Like the Ayatollah, your wisdom is admirable. The reason my God cannot speak is because her silence is but the final trial given to me by the heavens! Once I emerge as the ultimate victor and receive the omnipotent vessel, my God will smile upon me and allow me to hear her voice for the first time! Swoon! I mean, didn't she talk earlier in the arena, though? Didn't she say words? Did you not hear them? Were you not paying attention? You probably weren't paying attention. Now do you understand? My strength of will has been stronger than yours from the beginning! And my deeds have all been done in the name of salvation! Standing in my way, you play the role of Lucifer! You demon! You know naught of shame! Now, no matter how black your wings, evil is never acceptable! Why would the blackness of the wings matter? Yeah, the only one fallen one here is you. Crazy man. So the mongrel bites back! However, you have not the right to question the one who serves the will of God. I mean, don't I? Don't I? I figure I do. Suddenly, a metallic crashing sound cuts through the air. Time for idle talk is over, and now it will begin our battle. It appears we've arrived! Unfortunately, this is the beginning of the end for you. I will come at you with all of my strength so that you will have no regrets once you reach heaven. Judgment Day has come! Now is the hour of Ragnarok! I mean, can you not pick a religion and stick with it? Prepare to receive Thor's thunder! Didn't Thor lose to the giant snake? What remains of your soiled body will be laid far from Eden. Ragnarok leads to the ruin of gods as well as man. Is that bombast perhaps joking with us? I subscribe to the tenets of hedonism, so I understand ecstasy, but he does not wear it well. Let us put him out of his misery. Perhaps in his demise some poetic beauty can be found. Right. Alright, here it is. Saber! Against the Berserker. Live or die by the sword! Alright. I see a weight there, so... There we go. That'll be fine for the first round. Whew, that did a decent amount of damage. Alright. Dermond. Huh. Damn. Oh, her noble phantasm. Well, that's not terrible. I can survive that. I mean, I'm sure it might have killed me if I wasn't blocking, though. There it is. Wow. I can't believe how well we're doing, actually. Damn. Damn, we're doing pretty damn good, it looks like. Shit. Oh, I got stunned. Damn it. Not in Sturse. Fake. Wow. There we go, that'll do it. We should have this in the bag if I get lucky here. Thank you, Sakura's lunch. Are you kidding me? Oh, it didn't work! Yes! Oh, thank God. Oh yeah, we got this in the bag, guys. There it is. Oh boy! No! How could this be? After loosing a primal yell, Gato falls to his knees. Well, it doesn't look like he's falling to his knees. Looks like he's standing straight up to me, but, you know, hey, what do I know about visual novels? There it is. There, now he's on his knees. This, it cannot be. By Satan, it cannot. A god cannot topple. On hands and knees, Gato inches toward his servant. Like an infant unable to walk, crawling toward its mother. God, I beseech you, hear my plea. Please answer me. Why will my God not answer me? Maybe because I don't think she wanted to be a servant in the first place? For once, his shout is muffled. The barrier makes it seem small and far away. Just like how Gato's body itself is fading away. God! My God! No. His ragged voice can't say another word before his body disintegrates. However, his servant does not disappear. If I had to describe it, I'd say something shifted, falling away. Now we get to see her as she actually is! She transformed! I can think of nothing else when I say she looks over at me. No, it's more like she reverted. Now that's the word I'm looking for. The weight of the shackles, the spell that had restrained her has been stripped away. Oh god. Phew! Free at last! He was an unusual human, so I decided to tag along with him. Big mistake. Goodbye, my idyllic master. Since you believe in reincarnation, let's meet in the next life. But the power of assumption is incredible, huh? He was way off the mark in treating me like a god. I'm a natural phenomenon, and a god is a sentient being with values that humans can understand, right? He claimed he would make me a real god, but there's error in that assumption as well. Something real will never become something fake. That's fallacious. Anyway, where am I? Hey, my body's tingling all over. I don't belong here, do I? With that, she starts walking away from the barrier. There's a flash. Yep, and she just pieces the fuck out. In the blink of an eye, a portal opens in midair. A portal the perfect size for her to pass through. As if this dimension acknowledges that she has a right to pass through. Or perhaps this dimension has no right to stop her. Oh, that's right! You there! She turns on her heels and faces me. I always thought of her as my enemy, so I'm surprised that I'm not frightened of her anymore. For some reason, she treats me to a carefree smile. Even though I wasn't cognizant of it, you did a number on me. This is the second time I've almost been killed. I'd like to return the favor sometime. If you feel like it, come find me. When you do, I'll make you pay for defeating me. She says it with a smile. Let's meet again. Later. And then she's gone. As if we're friends, she waves as she turns back around. But seconds later, she leaps into the air and out of this dimension. She wishes to fight again? Well, an extraordinary opponent is appropriate for me. Weak enemies cannot draw out my true magnificence. Very well. After the Holy Grail War, let us defeat her. It would have been really interesting if she was the extra boss. You know? Like, if she was the extra boss in this form, that would have been really fucking cool. But it is not. Arquaid is not the additional extra boss that I've been talking about. We'll see her very soon. Saber has taken a liking to our enemy, but just having fought, I don't share her sentiments. After all, her master was defeated. I won through the 4th round. I should start heading back soon. Alrighty, and this one is officially done. Yeah, wow, she was pretty amazing across the board. Origin of All, wow, okay. What is Origin of All? The ultimate one. By receiving support from the planet itself, one's entire being is raised one class above the opposition's. Unfortunately, this ability has been rendered useless due to the incompetency of the master. Yep. Character background. A lone survivor from the true ancestor's royal line, which was the foundation of the vampiric species, or so it is believed. Her image as a vampire commands the most attention. She is also an element that dwells within the Earth's embrace. It becomes much easier to understand her existence if one regards her as a destructive force of nature akin to typhoons and earthquakes. Rumor also speaks of her as a creation of the moon cell. Oh, maybe. A true ancestor who has been twisted and warped by Monji Gato's delusions. Because she is first and foremost an elemental of the Earth, her presence and activities in the moon cell causes excessive stress within the system. Oh my god. Although categorized as a Berserker, her original class was more akin to a Temptress, wow, than anything else. If she were summoned as a Temptress, her abilities would be like the following. A blood drinker that drains the life from her opponent, a life eater that consumes her foe's vitality, a financial crisis where electronic trading decimates an entire nation's economy. In other words, her actions, while evil and without justification, will come as naturally to her as breathing. Fuck. Although summoned by Monji Gato, her true master is apparently a young Japanese student by the name of Shiki. And I'll show you what he looks like here. There you go. And on a totally unrelated note, the fox-eared caster gets along very well with her as it is believed they share the same basic origins. Oh, so if I'd have had Caster here, it would have been a very different battle. Although, like, still the same, I guess. Alrighty, well, that was Rani's week 4. Oh boy, I think this is probably the best place to cut it for this particular episode. We've gotten through there. I'm not going to show a lot of what happens in week 5. I'll show some of the bigger scenes and everything, but honestly, there isn't too much that's different for Rani and everything. Because, you know, she basically acts the exact same way as she does in that Rin did, but there are some outliers that I will show you. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you being here with me. Next time, like I said, we'll do a little bit. I'll show you just a little bit of, you know, chapter 5. I keep saying chapter, it's week 5, and like some of the things that she does in it. And then we will move on to, of course, week 6, where everything is like the same and yet also different again. So, as always, if you're enjoying this as much as I am, like, comment, subscribe, and if you are not already, ring that bell for all them notifications and until next time, have yourselves a beautiful day, my beautiful, beautiful viewers.